Judging by the actions of the Biden Democrats, they are uninterested in justice for all. Let me explain. They have yet to arrest a single arsonist or pro-abortion terrorist in the more than 100 cases across the country where pro-life pregnancy centers and churches were attacked, vandalized, or firebombed. You heard that right. Over 100 cases, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage, and no arrests in like 4 months. I'm David Fiorazzo, and this is Christ and Culture. In contrast, breaking news early last Friday morning, the FBI raided the home of Catholic pro-life speaker and author Mark Houck with guns drawn as his terrified kids had to watch. In an act of intimidation, his wife and their 7 homeschooled children were traumatized by seeing guns pointed at their father. Now, the warrant charged Mark with violating the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act due to a claimed attack of a patient escort. His wife, Ryan Marie, stated this charge comes from an incident that had already been thrown out, apparently last March, of the district court in Philadelphia, but was somehow picked up by Biden's Justice Department. Now, last Thursday, I interviewed the CEO of Compass Care in Buffalo, New York, Reverend Jim Harden, to get an update on the firebombing of his pro-life medical office that took place June 7. The criminals were even captured on security cameras. The footage was handed over to the police. It's going on 4 months now. But it only took 4 days to make an arrest in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where a man allegedly attacked a Planned Parenthood on July 31st. That was fast. The case is being prosecuted by the assistant U.S. attorney, and no comment from the FBI and Justice Department. So Joe Biden's FBI director, Christopher Wray, was recently asked how many domestic terrorism investigations the FBI is currently pursuing involving attacks on over 100 pro-life organizations and churches. His answer? I don't have that number. Compass Care CEO Jim Harden said the number is 0. In stark contrast to the swift justice given to the single isolated attack on an abortion business, there have been no arrests of pro-death domestic terrorists. Jim Harden commented on the Michigan arrest of a 25-year-old and our two-tiered justice system. He said this: if Joshua Barrington did commit this crime, he is no better than Jane's revenge. Christian pro-lifers do not repay evil for evil, but law enforcement must enforce the law equally. If the FBI can find out where a Duraflame log was purchased using ashes in order to arrest this criminal within days, I don't need to be a police investigator to know that the FBI has, at best, shirked their responsibilities regarding the brutal firebombing of Compass Care's Buffalo medical office. Now, I've also interviewed Wisconsin Family Action President Ghislaine Appling, whose office was attacked back on May 8th, and Jane's Revenge left its signature outside the building, taking credit. Nearly 5 months later, still no person of interest and no arrests. In a statement declaring that the Madison, Wisconsin Police Department should protect all city residents, Wisconsin Family Action just filed a public records request with the department, as well as with godless Governor Tony Evers, seeking information on the arson attack. According to the press release last week, WFA states, quote, "We have been fully cooperative with all levels of law enforcement, ATF, FBI, and MPD. We are not against law enforcement in any way, but we do believe this attack merits aggressive investigation. Wisconsinites deserve to feel safe no matter their political views," end quote. And Wisconsin Family Action is also offering up to $5,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for the terrorist act in May. This dereliction of duty in the Biden administration was also addressed by dozens of congressmen last week who introduced a bill accusing Democrats of ignoring the massive crime spree, including some death threats. along with the massive damage to so many facilities. Representative Chris Smith introduced the Protect Pregnancy Care Centers Act last Monday, hoping the bill will help hold the Biden White House and the Justice Department and the FBI accountable for its obligation to prosecute felons who are inflicting terror and either vandalizing or destroying vital pro-life resource centers. Smith declared, quote, "Pregnancy care centers across the country have suffered a surge of violent attacks, firebombing, and vandalism by pro-abortion activists in a coordinated effort to intimidate frontline volunteers and licensed medical professionals providing critical support to mothers in need and their unborn." In contrast to many untrained volunteers at some of the big abortion businesses across the country, a total of 10,215 licensed medical professionals serve women at pro-life pregnancy resource centers. That equates to about 1 out of every 6 people who work or volunteer and want to protect the lives and health of both mother and child. According to the Charlotte Lozier Institute, America's pro-life centers have saved more than 818,000 babies from abortion between 2016 and 2020. The new legislation calls out the Biden administration for failing to identify and investigate the crimes carried out against pregnancy centers and for neglecting the pursuit of justice for hundreds of victims. At least 5 letters have been sent to Attorney General Merrick Garland by congressmen and state attorneys general demanding his attention. Now, it seems obvious Democrats would rather stoke the flames of division and cultivate a hostile environment than do their jobs and serve all American citizens. In their extensive report, Life News concluded the FBI and state police have yet to confirm any arrests in connection to the numerous attacks on pro-life organizations and churches, including those in Maryland, Washington, Oregon, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, New York, North Carolina, Colorado, and Virginia. Fox News also followed up on this story and found the same thing. This administration has done little to stop the violence, but instead, they've been aggressively working to expand the murder of unborn babies in mothers' wombs across the country. On top of this, in July, the pro-abortion U.S. House Democrats literally blocked a resolution condemning these violent attacks. Kind of reminiscent of 2020 when they refused to condemn felons and murderers on our streets and the millions of dollars in damage done to U.S. cities by leftist activists, Marxist hate groups, and useful idiots. Friends, remember in November, vote them out of office, and please raise awareness about all injustice. God bless you and keep speaking the truth about things that matter.